Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in today. My name is Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. I'm coming to you live from Warren Field in Brookline, Massachusetts, here to bring you some Lou Tompkins All-Star League 18 and under summer baseball between the visitors from Newton and hosting Brookline. We are getting this started just on time as Newton is about to lead us off here in the top of the first inning. The visitors, Newton, coming into this with a 1-4 record. Brookline enters this contest 2-3, coming off a nice 9-2 win over Waltham last week. Of course, Brookline was scheduled originally to play yesterday, but the rain put the kibosh on that. So now here we are playing this one. Brookline hoping to improve to a 500 record, led by their starting pitcher today, number 34, Nico Hart. First pitch of the ball game is going to come in low for ball one. Leading off for Newton is their shortstop, number 14, Adler. I've got the last names for all the players on Newton's roster. Don't have first names, but I think that's pretty good. And that's going to be low again from Hart for ball two. Hart made his debut with this summer team last week against Waltham, pitched the final inning. As that one's going to catch the outside corner for strike one. And that one's going to be low as well for ball three. So Hart's struggling a little bit to find the zone. And this one is going to be sliced foul by Adler. And so it will be a full count to the leadoff hitter here in the top of the first. And fouled off again. Adler not letting him get an easy out here. But Hart also not giving him an easy pass, at least not yet. Full count still. And this one's going to be lifted out to the outfield, and it's going to drop over the right fielder's head and go for extra bases. Adler's going to race down to second with a leadoff double. How about that for some early game excitement? Adler with a leadoff double to right center. And now a runner already in scoring position for the visitors. Up comes the third baseman, number 13, Parker. First pitch going to miss outside for ball one. They say getting a leadoff hit or even a leadoff walk increases your chances of scoring in the inning exponentially. One can only imagine how much their odds of scoring increase when they get a leadoff double. This one's going to be popped up into shallow left, and it's caught by shortstop Mayfield-Sheehan for out number one. Hart certainly happy to get that out, and out that doesn't move the runner is extremely valuable in a situation like this. Now batting the center fielder, number 9, Say. First pitch in there, strike one. Swing and a miss there, strike two. Might have gotten a piece of it, but it still landed in the catcher's glove, and Hart is out to an 0-2 lead here against Say. That pitch comes in high for ball 1. Say not chasing the high heat that time. That one catches the corner, strike 3. Oh, a brief throw back to second, but Adler gets back. So 2 quick outs. Now up the first baseman, number 11, Hodge. Runner taking off for third, swing and a miss. Throw down to third is not going to be in time. Throw briefly gets away from James Skeffington at third. But in the end, it will be a successful steal for Adler. It's an 0-1 count to Hodge. Newton now 90 feet away from scoring the game's first run, and the job of catcher Jackson Fantuzzi gets significantly more important now. Anything gets by him, it could be a run. Not in that case, though, as that was a foul tip. Simply a dead ball and an 0-2 count to Hodge. Swing and a miss. Nico Hart gets rocked by the first batter he faces, but then settles in very nicely. A pop out and back-to-back strikeouts to escape the early jam with no score. And now that we've gotten the game started in between innings, I'll take a moment to introduce the lineups for the two teams coming in today. Start with the visitors, Newton. We saw the first 3 batters, the shortstop number 14, Adler, third baseman number 13, Parker, center fielder number 9, Say, and first baseman number 11, Hodge. After Hodge in the order is the right fielder number 4, Thomas, then the pitcher number 6, Chisholm, the second baseman number 10, Pinstein, the catcher number 19, Rosado, the left fielder number 3, Inada, and the extra hitter number 2, Hoyt. For Brookline, the lineup leading off the second baseman number 5, Keenan Sawada, batting second, the extra hitter number 8, Ben Doctoroff, batting third, the first baseman number 27, Elias Brendel, batting cleanup, the center fielder number 15, Owen Hoffman, batting fifth, the left fielder number 44, Justin Liu, batting sixth, the shortstop, number 7, Caden Sheehan. Batting seventh, the right fielder, number 28, Michael Doherty. Batting eighth, the catcher, number 11, Jackson Fantuzzi. Batting ninth, the pitcher, number 34, Nico Hart. And batting 10th, the third baseman, number 12, James Skeffington. And of course, head coach of the Brookline 18U summer baseball team is John Busey. So actually it is number 7 on the mound for Newton, but I'm still going to assume that that is Chisholm, even though he's listed as number 6 in the lineup. But either way, he will be facing Brookline's first 3 hitters here in the bottom of the first, Sawada, Doctoroff, and Brendel. There's the throw down to second, and we are ready to start the bottom of the first inning. Leading off for Brookline, the second baseman, number 5, Keenan Sawada. Sawada so far this summer, 3 for 12 with 3 walks, a hit by pitch, a team-leading 5 stolen bases, 4 runs scored, and 2 RBI. Takes the first pitch high for ball 1. That one is going to miss as well for ball 2. That one is also going to miss. 3-0 now the count. Sawada, one of the shorter players out there, and gives him a bit of an advantage in terms of the size of his strike zone. And he is going to draw a 4-pitch walk. Easy doing, getting on base, and he does lead the team in stolen bases, although it might be a little tough against a lefty hurler like Chisholm. Might pin him a bit to first. Now batting for Brookline, the extra hitter, number 8, Ben Doktoroff. High ball 1 to Doktoroff. Doktoroff off to a very hot start here this summer. A team leading 7 hits to bat 7 of 15 with 1 double, 2 walks, 1 steal. A team leading 5 runs scored and 3 RBI. That one in the zone for strike 1. Sawada takes off. Pitch comes in high. Throw down to second. Not going to be in time. And Sawada moves into scoring position off the steal. Six steals now this summer for Sawada. And Doktoroff bloops one out to shallow center. That's going to drop in safely. Sawada is going to hold at third, but due to the deep throw, Doktoroff is going to race down to second. Doktoroff continues building on his hot hitting streak this summer with a first inning single that puts runners at second and third with nobody out. Now coming up, the first baseman, number 27, Elias Brendel. First pitch misses, ball 1. Brendel so far this summer 4 for 10, 1 triple, 3 walks, 3 steals, 3 runs, and 4 RBI. And takes another ball there. That's going to make it 2-0. Keenan Sawada stands at third, Doktoroff at second, with nobody out here in the bottom of the first. That one is just going to miss as well. Chisholm again struggling to find the zone here against Brendel. 3-0 now the count. And that one sails in way high, and that is going to be a 4-pitch walk to Brendel. The second 4-pitch walk issued through the first 3 batters. And we see the Newton coach coming out to talk to his pitcher. We've got our first comment in the live chat from one of our regulars, Barbara Jo Metzger. Go Brookline from Buffalo, New York. Thank you, Jesse, for the broadcasts of this game, for broadcasting this game. Thank you as always for tuning in, Barbara. Bases loaded now with nobody out. And up comes the center fielder, number 15, Owen Hoffman. This pitch comes in low, briefly gets away from the catcher, but not far enough to move the runners. It's simply going to be ball 1. Hoffman off to a strong start this summer, 6 for 15 with a double, a walk, 3 steals, 2 runs, and a team-leading 7 RBI, a team-leading mark he's hoping to add to here with the bases loaded and nobody out. That pitch catches the outside corner for strike 1. This one way high for ball 2. Interestingly, as many runs as Hoffman's driven in, he's only had an RBI in 2 of Brookline's 5 games so far. He simply exploded for 4 RBI against the base and then 3 RBI against Medford North End. Hoffman slices this one into shallow right, and it's dropped. And it was dropped in, was it in foul territory? They're saying it's a foul ball. Okay. Hoffman gets a bit of a break on that one. Sorry if the camera didn't track it well. Shallow right's a bit of a sore spot for my camera, but it was dropped, and they ruled that it was dropped in foul territory. And so it's a 2-2 count now to Hoffman. Hoffman with good contact here, bounces past the second baseman into center. 1 run is in. Doctoroff coming in, and that is 2 more runs on the board off a hit from Owen Hoffman. Hoffman adding even more to his strong summer campaign with RBIs number 8 and 9. And Sawada and Doctoroff adding to their runs scored total. Doctoroff now with a team leading 6 runs scored. First pitch is going to be in there for strike 1. Runners at first and second with nobody out. At the plate is the left fielder, number 44, Justin Liu. Liu fouls that one off for strike 2. So far this season, Liu 0 for 1 with 3 walks and 1 hit by pitch and 1 run scored. The very rare slash line of 0-800-0. And Liu golfs that one out to left center. That's going to drop in safely. Brendel is racing around third and heading for home as Hoffman races down to third. Close play. He slides in safe. Liu advances to second on the throw, and he gets his first RBI of the summer with a single that brings in Brendel. Three nothing for Brookline. Still nobody out. Runners at second and third once again. Now coming up is the shortstop, number 7, Mayfield-Sheehan. First pitch is high for ball 1. Sheehan coming off a fantastic game against Waltham last week. He was 3 for 3 with 4 RBI. As he takes high ball 2 there. Now Sheehan's got a chance for another big run scoring hit here with 2 runners in scoring position. That one hits the zone, strike 1. Owen Hoffman standing at third, Justin Liu at second. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the first. And that one way high for ball 3. That one catches the zone for strike 2. Full count now to Sheehan. Sheehan makes contact. It's a blooper out to left. It's going to be caught by the left fielder, and the runners are going to hold. First out of the inning. Runners still at second and third. Now up comes the right fielder, number 28, Michael Doherty. Doherty himself coming off a big game against Waltham last week. He was 2 for 3 in that game with a double, 2 runs scored, and 2 RBI. And he sliced the first pitch foul for strike 1. Doherty hits one down the left field line. If it drops fair, that is a fair ball. Hoffman trots home. Lou sprints in behind him. And Michael Doherty has a 2-run single. Just a perfectly placed ball to the opposite field. And Brookline now leads by 5. Coming up now, the catcher, number 11, Jackson Fantuzzi. High ball 1 to Fantuzzi. First time in a little while, Brookline's got no runners in scoring position as they've just got Doherty at first after clearing the runners off the bags. Fantuzzi this season 4 for 11, 1 walk, 2 RBI. Takes a high ball 2 there. And it's a pickoff move. Doherty taking off with no hesitation, slides in safe. They caught him with the lefty pickoff move, but absolutely zero hesitation from Michael Doherty. And, you know, sometimes that's just what you have to do. Force the fielders to execute on the play. You know, don't give them any extra time to think about what they're doing. Just make them make the throw. And that time they didn't. Fantuzzi rockets one deep out to left. Outfielders on their horse, back. Left fielder has got it and rifles it back into the infield. Doherty holds at second. 2 down now here in the first. Now coming up, the pitcher, number 34, Nico Hart. Hart's only had 1 plate appearance so far this summer. That was in his debut last week against Waltham as he came into the game late. And takes the first pitch low for ball 1. 2 down and a runner at second. Brookline has put 5 runs on the board here in the first frame. But the inning is not over yet. That one's low and inside for ball 2. That pitch gonna miss, ball 3. And that one is going to be ball 4. Or no, it isn't ball 4. I think the pitch I thought was ball 3 was actually strike 1, so now it's a 3-1 count to Hart. That was briefly confusing. Hart slices this one foul. And we've now got a full count. And Hart delayed swing here. It's going to be a grounder over to second, fielded cleanly, thrown to first, and that will be out number 3. Brookline jumps onto the board with authority in the first inning. Our score after 1, Brookline 5, Newton 0. Note in a live chat from Peter QB24, Keenan's Uncle Peter says, hi from Denver. Happy to see you tuning in, Peter. Always happy to see fans supporting the Brookline kids out here. So big credit to Brookline in that inning. 4 hits and 2 walks. I will give some credit to the Newton starting pitcher Chisholm. You know, he gave up 2 4-pitch walks through the first 3 hitters that he faced, but then the rest of the way didn't give up any free passes. Now, he did give up a number of hits. Brookline was swinging the ball well in that first inning. But, you know, good on him for, you know, being able to find the strike zone and keep throwing strikes despite a rough inning. And credit to Brookline for some very good contact hitting. You know, a lot of their big hits, you know, weren't the hardest, but were just put in the right spots. You know, and you can especially look at the hits by, the RBI hits by Justin Liu and Michael Doherty, both lefty hitters. Who, facing a lefty hurler who wasn't throwing with as much heat, decided to just wait on the pitch and send it the other way. That's something that Coach Busey told me is something he wanted his pitchers to do when the opposing pitcher's not putting as much gas on the ball, to just hang on the pitch and send it the other way. Told me that after the game against Medford North End, and clearly the hitters are listening to their coach, and it's paying off well. 2-0, the early count here against the Newton right fielder, number 4, Thomas. That one is going to catch the high corner for strike 1. Ooh, that one hits him. That one was right around the wrist area. Are they going to say that hit the bat? Or are they just checking on him to make sure he's okay? Oh, they're saying that hit the bat. They're saying it hit the bat, and that means it's a foul ball and strike 2. And that's going to be low for ball 3, so the count is full. And that one skips in way low. That's going to be a walk. And so for the second straight inning, Newton's got a leadoff runner aboard. Now batting is the pitcher, number 7, Chisholm. First pitch in there, strike 1. And this one going to be fouled off for strike 2. See, Hart can put some heat on his pitches. He's got a good arm. It's just as long as he can maintain control and keep hitting the zone with his pitches, and he can be a real threat. 0-2, the count to Chisholm. That pitch low for ball 1. That one inside, ball 2. That one is low as well for ball 3. 3 straight balls bring us to a full count. And this one's going to be lifted into the outfield. It is tracked by Hoffman, and he's got it for out number 1. So Hart able to refine the zone just in time. And Hoffman gets the can of corn for out number 1. Now batting for Newton, the second baseman, number 10, Pinstein. That pitch in there, strike 1. You can see Fantuzzi occasionally thinking about a throw down to first as Thomas has been dancing off the bag. This one's a grounder. It's dying on the grass. Charging in and taking it is Sawada. And a throw to first for out number 2. Thomas does advance to second on the play. Newton's got a runner in scoring position. But 2 down as up comes the catcher, number 19, Rosado. Hart takes a beat off the rubber. Try and keep Thomas honest. First pitch in the zone, strike 1. This pitch low for ball 1. That pitch is going to miss to the outside, 2-1. Ooh, that one did hit him. A 2-out hit by pitch gives us runners at first and second. As now up is the left fielder, number 3, Inada. And it looks like another player that was off on the jersey number. It looks like, I guess, Rosado wearing number 6. A little confusing, but okay. First and second, 2 down. Inada at the plate. First pitch catches the inside corner, strike 1. Swing and a miss there, strike 2. Hart's got an early lead in the count, 0-2. And Hart now calls timeout, and he'll meet with Fantuzzi. That pitch high and away for ball one. Runner takes off for third, and no throw is made, and that's going to be ball two. So Thomas steals third. Runners now at the corners with a 2-2 count. This one's lifted out to center. That's going to drop in, save Thomas in to score. And Newton is on the board off the RBI hit from Inada. So now with runners at first and second and Newton now on the board, up comes the extra hitter, number 2, Hoyt. That pitch catches the low corner for strike one. That one catches the low corner again for strike two. Hart once again getting out to an early lead in the count, but we've seen him struggle to hit the zone in this situation. We'll see what he does against Hoyt. That one misses low for ball one. That one is low as well for ball two. And that one catches the outside corner for strike three. Decided to bring the curve for that strikeout pitch, and it worked perfectly. Newton puts together a nice two-out rally there at the end of that inning to get one run on the board. But Brookline still with the lead, 5-1. See another comment in the live chat. Hi from Ben's brother, Zach Doctoroff. Happy to see you tuning in, Zach. Your brother had a nice at-bat back in the first inning, and he's going to have another at-bat coming up here in this inning. As due up for Brookline will be the 10-1-2 hitters, Skeffington, Sawada, and Doctoroff. Looks like we've got a new pitcher. Excuse me. Beg your pardon. Oh, that was... Don't know where that came from. Excuse me, don't know what happened there, but we got a new pitcher for Newton here in the bottom of the second. Number 13, Parker, takes over on the mound for Chisholm. So Brookline gonna have to get used to an entirely new look from the mound, as not only are they switching pitchers, they're switching from a lefty to a righty. There's the throw down to second. And we're ready to get the bottom of the second started. Leading off for Brookline will be the third baseman, number 12, James Skeffington. Skeffington, a solid 4 for 12 so far this summer with 2 runs scored and 1 RBI. First pitch is high for ball 1. That one is in the zone for strike 1. Skeffington hits a dribbler over to second, fielded cleanly, thrown to first, and that is out number 1. One down, and up comes the second baseman, number 5, Keenan Sawada. Sawada shows bunt but pulls back in time for ball 1. Sawada drew a 4-pitch walk his last time up and later came in to score as part of that 5-run rally in the first inning. This time lifts one out to right center. They're chasing. It's going to drop in the gap. Sawada's going to round first, race down to second. Going to be a close play, and Sawada dives in safe. Keenan Sawada with his first extra base hit of the year, or rather first extra base hit of the summer, with a double to right center. Now with the runner at second and 1 down, up comes the extra hitter, number 8, Ben Doktoroff. Sawada taking off for third on the first pitch, and he slides in safe. I didn't see any signal on the pitch itself, so I'll assume it was a ball. But Sawada racing around the bags with gusto, and he's already all the way to third. That pitch is going to miss. 2-0 the count to Doktoroff. Doktoroff singled his last time up and later came in to score. Makes contact here. It's a grounder over to third. Sawada just has to dive back to third to prevent the tag, and the ball is dropped. The ball is dropped by the first baseman. And so Doktoroff going to reach on either an E5 or an E3, whatever you want to call it. That is going to put runners at the corners. I mean, that was almost the worst place Doktoroff could have hit that grounder, as Sawada was not able to come home because the grounder was so close to the fielder. He had to just dive back to the bag so he wouldn't get caught between the bases or thrown out at home. But Doctoroff able to reach off the error there, and now runners at the corners and an attempted pickoff. Doctoroff gets back. This is a prime steal opportunity for Brookline as Doctoroff can take second while the Newton fielders might be occupied trying to keep Sawada from scoring. Doctoroff is taking off. The pitch comes in high for ball one, and Doctoroff will take second. So two in scoring position now, exactly as they were last inning when Brendel came up, as he swings and misses there for strike one. Last time up, Brendel drew a 4-pitch walk to load the bases back in the first inning, and he later came in to score as he takes high ball two there. And Brendel skies this one into shallow left in foul territory. Third baseman tracking it, and he missed it. Could not track it, and so it drops harmlessly foul for strike two. Second time today we've seen Newton struggle to track a foul ball in the shallow outfield. And that ball is high for ball three. Of course, last inning, Hoffman almost popped out in foul territory in shallow right. That ball was dropped, and Hoffman would make Newton pay with a 2-run single. Swing and a miss. And Brendel goes down on strikes. Two down, runners still at second and third. Parker and the Newton defense hoping to get out of this jam with no damage. But for Brookline, the center fielder, number 15, Owen Hoffman, hoping to do some damage. Fouls off the first pitch, strike one. Hoffman, his last time up, hit a 2-run single to get Brookline their first runs of the game. Later came in to score himself. Takes high ball one. Sawada at third, Doctoroff at second. Two down here in the bottom of the second. Hoffman lifts this one, going to stay in the infield. Second baseman tracking it, and he's got it for out number three. Brookline threatens but cannot score this time at the end of two. The score, Brookline 5, Newton 1. Coming up in the top of the third, we'll be cycling back to the top of the order for Newton as Brookline sends out a new pitcher. This is number 3, Ben Cody, taking over. So Cody making his third pitching appearance of the summer. They've all been in relief so far. He's pitched 4 total innings so far this season. Has an ERA of 3.50, a whip of 1.00, and 3 strikeouts. And I'll tell you, when you see a pitching substitution happen this early in the game, being made by a team that has the lead, that's a little concerning. You know, that makes you wonder if if maybe something like popped in Hart's arm or something like that, maybe an elbow or something. I mean, we'll certainly hope for the best for that young man, but always going to raise some eyebrows and raise some concerns when you see a pitcher come out of a game that he is leading this early. It'll be the top of the order, Adler, Parker, and Say. Coming up to face Cody. Leading off for Newton, the shortstop, number 14, Adler. Adler led off the first inning with a double his last time up and stole third, but was left stranded. This takes ball one there off the first pitch from Cody. And that's going to be another miss for ball two. That one into the zone for strike one. Excuse me. This one is golfed high into shallow right. Racing in for the catch is Doherty for out number one. One down, now coming up, the pitcher, number 13, Parker. That pitch is going to miss high for ball one. And this, another low swing. It's going to be a grounder to second. Juggled a bit, but Sawada collects it and throws to first for out number two. Cody really getting these Newton hitters to chase these low pitches. Might be bringing a bit of off speed that causes them to chase those low ones. That one comes in for strike one. At the plate is the center fielder, number 9, Say. That one drops low for ball one. A lot of Cody's pitches have a bit of dip in them. And this one is sliced in foul territory. It's playable, and Brendel can't haul it in. You could see him starting to lose his footing, starting to slip on the grass out there. I mean, those balls always look easy to field, but I mean, they're coming down at terminal velocity. You know, when they're coming that straight down. So not as easy to track as you might think. And that one is in for strike three. Ben Cody comes in from the bullpen and puts the Newton hitters down in order. And we move to the bottom of the third. Brookline still leads Newton 5-1. Due up for Brookline will be the 5, 6, 7 hitters, Liu, Sheehan, and Doherty. See Parker return to the mound after got out of the jam in the second inning. Hoping to continue keeping Brookline off the board so he can give his team a chance at a comeback. Brookline hoping to add to their lead. Leading off for Brookline now, the left fielder, number 44, Justin Liu. First pitch high for ball 1. Liu, his last time up, got his first hit of the summer with an RBI single to left center, and he later came in to score himself. And he gets hit. Oh, you could hear, that's where you're so glad the player is wearing an elbow pad, because you could hear that contact from all the way up the first base line. But that's what the pads are for, and so Liu hit by a pitch for the second time this summer. And Brookline's got a leadoff runner on. Now up the shortstop, number 7, Mayfield-Sheehan, the pickoff throw. Gets away. Liu is taking off for second. Round second, but is just going to retreat as Hodge chases down that erroneous throw. A nice idea for the pickoff. Try and catch Liu sleeping, as he was taking his initial lead off from first, but not only did Liu dive back safely, throw went to completely wrong spot. Sheehan's going to lift this one out to right center. That's going to drop in safe. Liu is going to round third and head for home, and he's going to beat the throw in. Mayfield-Sheehan with an RBI single as Brookline adds to their lead. Now batting for Brookline, the right fielder, number 28, Michael Doherty. He lifts a pop-up, going to stay in the infield. Third baseman's under it for out number 1. Now up the catcher, number 11, Jackson Fantuzzi. Throw back to first as Sheehan dives back. Parker's throws, he is throwing them to the right side of the bag, closer to where the runner is, so you can try and apply the tag. The throws are just a little bit low and a little too far out in front of the first baseman. I just got to come to him to grab him. That pitch is going to miss for ball 1. The placement of that throw is exactly what led to the throwing error that put Liu at second, so he could later come in to score off Sheehan's single. Fantuzzi, his last time up, got some hard contact on the ball, but it was ultimately just a fly out to left. That one misses for ball 3. Well tracked by the catcher, Rosado. That one in the zone for strike 1. Sheehan taking off. Fantuzzi rips it out to right center. That's going to drop in the gap. Sheehan taking off and running with the head start, and he's going to round third and head for home. Fantuzzi down to second with an RBI double for Brookline. perfectly executed hit and run. Great contact from Fantuzzi. It's one of the most beautifully hit balls we've seen today. One of the most beautifully hit balls we've seen so far this summer for Brookline. A laser of a double straight into the gap. And Brookline now with a 7-1 lead. At the plate now for Brookline is the pitcher, number 3, Ben Cody. As he takes over for Hart. Slices this one foul. And he's behind early 0-2. Cody so far this summer 2 for 3, 2 walks, 2 steals, 2 runs, and 1 RBI. He is up with a runner at second and 1 out. That one comes in below the knees for ball 1. Cody hits a grounder over to third. It's fielded, thrown to first. Oh, he dropped. Did he juggle it? Oh, they're saying Cody did reach safely. Oh, no, they're calling it a dead ball. I think they're saying it went off Cody's foot, which means it just gets scored as a foul ball. Like, yeah, I think that's what they're calling here. Or, no, Fantuzzi's at third. What do they call, a balk? They must have called a balk, because that's the only way that Fantuzzi could be allowed to go to third on a dead ball. And that one's in there for strike 3. So in the end, the dead ball call actually ends up helping out Newton, as Cody, who might have reached on an error on that play, instead is out. First pitch to Skeffington is high for ball 1. Skeffington grounded out to second his last time up. And he was the first pitcher that Parker faced, so he is now the first batter to face any Newton pitcher for a second time. And that one's going to miss. That's a 3-0 count. 2 down. Fantuzzi stands at third. Brookline leads Newton 7-1 here in the bottom of the third inning. That one catches the corner for strike 1. Excuse me. And Skeffington with a hard liner up the middle. Fantuzzi is going to trot home. Another run on the board for Brookline. Nice solid contact again, this time from Skeffington, as he lined it hard to the exact right spot up the middle for an easy RBI single. Cycle back to the top of the order. Skeffington taking off on the first pitch as it comes in the dirt, and Skeffington is going to take second unopposed. At the plate is the Brookline second baseman, number 5, Keenan Sawada. Sawada 1 for 1 so far today with a walk, a double, and a run scored as he takes strike 1 there. Sawada got all the way to third his last time up, but was left stranded, and he gets hit by a pitch. So Sawada freely trots down to first, and Brookline's got 2 on with 2 out. Now coming up, the extra hitter, number 8, Ben Doctoroff. Doctoroff reached on an error his last time up, but was left stranded at second. Parker takes a beat off the rubber to check on the lead runner, Skeffington. That one catches the zone for strike one. That's a high one, gets away from the catcher, and the runners are going to take off. In and out of the catcher's glove. It's either a wild pitch or a passed ball. I'll have to double check later. Doctoroff fouls that one off for strike two. 1-2, the count to Doctoroff. Runners at second and third, 2 down. That one comes in high for ball 2. Doctoroff swings low. It's a grounder, diving snag by the third baseman trying to get up in time. He cannot. It's an infield single, and Sawada races in to make it a 2-run infield single. Good hustle down the first base line by Doctoroff, and good hustle in from second for Keenan Sawada, as both he and Skeffington come in to score. Brookline's now got 10. I feel like you can't score that one a reach on error. That's got to be an infield hit, as there wasn't much Pinstein could do from third. It was just, you know, a slow roller right near the gap. Made a diving snag and tried to make a play to first, but no dice. And then Sawada just running with all his might with 2 outs and raced his way home. 10-1, the Brookline lead at the plate. The first baseman, number 27, Elias Brendel. He fouls that one off down the right field line. And so that'll give him a 1-1 count. Brendel 0 for 1 so far today with a walk and a strikeout. And that one's going to skip away, and the wild pitch is going to allow Doctoroff to just leisurely trot down to second and give Brendel a 2-1 count. Coach coming out to meet with his pitcher. Important to note at this point, the mercy rule for this league is Brookline 1 run away from gaining a double-digit lead. The mercy rule here in Massachusetts at this level is if you lead by 10 runs or more after 5 innings, then the game is over. Right now, Brookline leads by 9 runs. Last week against Waltham, Brookline came up 1 run short of triggering the mercy rule, as they were at one point up 9-0 after 5 and after 6 innings. See what happens here. As another throw gets away. This time the catcher picked it up, but Doctoroff slides in safe. And so Doctoroff gets to advance twice off of wild pitches. It's a 3-1 count to Brendel. And that one comes in high for ball 4. Brendel with his second walk of the day. And that puts runners at the corners with 2 down. Up comes, we've got a pinch hitter. A pinch hitter for Brookline. This is number 24, Colin Gibbons. Got a defensive substitution for Newton, as it looks like Say is going to come in from center field to be replaced by Chisholm. They might be wanting Say to warm up in the bullpen. But Brookline pinch hitting for Hoffman here in the bottom of the third. Colin Gibbons, 1 for 2 so far this summer with a double and a run scored. First pitch in low for ball 1. Of course, Gibbons' only other appearance this summer was that game against Medford North End. And that pitch is going to skip away, and Brendel decides not to take second. Maybe Brookline's trying to work their way to some kind of a double steal. So strange. That one in the dirt, ball 3. Parker struggling to find the zone here. That one is in the zone for strike 1. 3-1 the count. Gibbons hits one. It's a one-hopper over to short, throw down to first, and they got him for out number 3. Brookline able to double their run total with another 5-run inning there in the third. Our score after 3, Brookline 10, Newton 1. Cody returns to the mound for Brookline here in the 4th inning. And it's important to note that the rules for pitching wins say that you have to last at least 4 innings as a starting pitcher in order to be eligible for the pitching win. So even though Brookline took the lead while Hart was on the mound, because as the starter he only lasted 1 inning, or 2 innings, excuse me, he only lasted 2 innings, that means he is not eligible for a win. Now, some exceptions may apply. For instance, Brookline got their first win of the summer against the Base in 5 innings. So even though starting pitcher Owen Hoffman only pitched 3 innings, you know, I feel like that's a case where, you know, you leave it to the stat keeper's discretion. And as an unofficial stat keeper, I gave him the win on that pitching outing. Due up in the top of the 4th for Newton is going to be their 4, 5, 6 hitters, Hodge, Thomas, and Chisholm. Leading off now, the first baseman, number 11, Hodge. Chases one low for strike 1. Again, Cody's pitches just have a tendency to drop right off the table. They're not the fastest pitches, but they're a little tricky. That one gonna miss to the outside for ball 1. Chases it low again for strike 2. Again, he might be bringing a bit of a slider there, the way he's fooling hitters. And this one he swings high, hits a chopper over to short, charging in, barehanding throw! just barely beats the throw, and Hodge has an infield hit. It was a fantastic effort by Mayfield-Sheehan at short. No way you give anyone an error on that. Just good hustle up the line for Hodge for a leadoff infield single. Now batting, the right fielder, number 4, Thomas. First pitch in there for strike 1. Thomas, his last time up, drew a leadoff walk in the second inning and later came in to score. As this one bounces in the dirt, and Brookline got a bit of a lucky ricochet, as I think that bounced off the ump's leg, actually, which prevented it from going all the way to the backstop, which probably would have let Hodge take second. That one in the zone, strike 2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Mixed it up with a non-dipping high heat there. Right after a pitch that started high and dipped into the zone, he followed up with one that started high and stayed high. Good mix of pitches by Ben Cody to get the first out. First pitch in the dirt, gets away from Fantuzzi briefly, but Hodge hesitated at first, and so he's going to stay put. At the plate, the center fielder, number 7, Chisholm. Chisholm, his last time up, he flew out to center. That one's going to miss high and away for ball 2. Hodge taking off, pitch dips in low for a ball, throw down to second, and they just barely can't get him in time. Sheehan almost looked like he applied the tag to Hodge's face, but Hodge reached the bag first, and so that puts a runner in scoring position and gives Chisholm a 3-0 count to work with. Chisholm lifts this one. It's going to go foul. And that's going to be strike 1. Few defensive changes for Brookline. Elias Brendel now out in right field. Adam Rosenblatt at first. I think there was a change out in left field as well, as that is going to be ball 4 to Chisholm. It's going to put runners at first and second with 1 down. Now up is the third baseman, number 10, Pinstein. Grounded out to second his last time up. He hits a dribbler foul up the third base line for strike 1. That one gets away from Fantuzzi. Both runners take off, and they're both going to make it. Two runners in scoring position now with 1 out. Sliced foul. And that one's going to drop for strike 2. And this one's going to be a grounder deep into the infield. It's picked up by Sheehan. He's not even going to try and make a play. And that's an RBI infield single for Pinstein. Hodge comes in to score on the hit. And again, not much you can do when it's a slow roller to that deep spot in the infield. Now coming up is the catcher, number 6, Rosado. Fouls the first pitch off for strike 1. Rosado was hit by a pitch his last time up, but was left stranded. And after a play like that hit by Pinstein, you know, some people might think there's a bit of an advantage because of the thick infield grass we've got here at Warren. And on some plays, yes, but on a play like that, as Rosado lifts this one out to shallow center and charging in and catching it is the center fielder. Not sure who, as they pinch hit for Hoffman. So that might be Gibbons who caught that ball for out number 2. Either way, 2 down, runners at first and second. Now up is number 3, Inada, lifts one out to left. It's being tracked by Ben Rosenblatt, who makes the catch out in left field for out number 3. So that ends the top of the 4th inning. Newton is able to get another run on the board, make it 10-2. And right there at the end of the inning, I was able to figure out all the defensive substitutions. The full line of defensive substitutions for Brookline that inning was Adam Rosenblatt came in at first base. Elias Brendel was moved from first base to right field. Colin Gibbons came in center field, and Ben Rosenblatt came in left field. Due up for Brookline, assuming a 1-to-1 replacement in the batting order, will be Ben Rosenblatt after subbing in for Lou in left field, and then Caden Sheehan still at shortstop. And then probably Adam Rosenblatt. You know, we're just gonna have to see, because normally 2 up would be Lou, Sheehan, and Doherty, but Lou and Doherty were both subbed out. So my guess is it's going to be Ben Rosenblatt, then Sheehan, and then Adam Rosenblatt, as we've got another new pitcher on the mound here in the 4th for Newton, as number 9, Say, comes on. And it looks like they've also had a change at first base, as number 4, Thomas, has taken over for Hodge at first base. And it looks like Hodge has moved to the hot corner over at third. And I think that is it. Might be a change out in right field, not sure. You know, late games, defensive substitutions can be a bit tricky to figure out sometimes. Leading off for Brookline now, the left fielder, number 19, Ben Rosenblatt. First pitch to Rosenblatt. Gonna miss for ball 1. Rosenblatt 0 for 4 so far this summer. Takes a high ball, 2. Swing and a miss there, strike 1. That one comes in low for ball 3. And that's a low ball 4. Ben Rosenblatt with a leadoff walk. And with a runner on first, up comes the shortstop, number 7, Mayfield-Sheehan. First pitch catches the high corner for strike 1. Sheehan, his last time up, got an RBI single as part of that 3rd inning rally. Before that, flew out to left in the 1st inning. That pitch going to miss outside for ball 1. And Sheehan lifts this one deep to right, and they're not going to catch it. This one is going to go for extra bases. Sheehan racing down to second. And the double puts runners at 2nd and 3rd for Brookline. At a time of exactly 7:11 p.m. on the date 7/11, number 7, Sheehan, gets a big extra base hit to put 2 runners in scoring position. Now up for Brookline, the first baseman, number 17, Adam Rosenblatt. And he hits a hard grounder, fielded deep by the second baseman, throws to first for an out. Ben Rosenblatt does come in to score off the RBI ground out from his brother. Runner at 3rd, 1 out. Up comes the catcher, number 11, Jackson Fantuzzi. First pitch was outside for ball 1. Fantuzzi, his last time up, he launched a missile out to right center for an RBI double. This time hits a slow dribbler up the 3rd base line, and it's foul. Fantuzzi 1 for 2 with a double run and RBI, as in the 1st inning he flew out to left. And this time a hard bouncer going right up the middle. Sheehan trots home easily. Fantuzzi with his 2nd RBI hit of the day, and Brookline with a double-digit lead. Now batting the pitcher, number 3, Ben Cody. Takes one to the outside corner for strike 1. This one to the outside for ball 1. Fantuzzi at first, 1 down. Brookline leads Newton 12-2. And he hits a slow dribbler over to first, fielded by Thomas, thrown to second for 1, on to first, and the throw gets away, but Cody just going to take the reach on the fielder's choice. So a 3-6 fielder's choice. Fantuzzi out at second. Cody reaches first. Now up, the third baseman, number 12, James Skeffington. First pitch in there for strike one. Skeffington, his last time up, got an RBI single and later came in to score himself. That pitch going to miss for ball one. This one skips in for ball two. And this one's a hard grounder to over to short, flip to second, and that's going to be out number 3. Brookline able to put 2 more runs on the board, and now they've put the pressure on Newton. If Newton cannot score in this next half inning, then the game will end. The score after 4, Brookline 12, Newton 2. At this 4th inning intermission, I'd like to take a moment for a local charity spotlight. I'd like to tell you about the Brookline Education Foundation. The Brookline Education Foundation raises funds to help promote growth and innovation among Brookline educators, growth that can then be passed on to the children of this community. For over 40 years, this foundation has given out a variety of grants across the educational landscape. These include Idea Lab grants for teachers that want to present their students with new and exciting projects, and teacher grants for educators that want to further develop their own skills to bring to the classroom. Many initiatives which have become staples in the public schools of Brookline started as BEF grants. They support literacy education training, new methods in STEM education, project-based learning, mentoring of new principals and superintendents, and collaborative work around diversity, equity, and inclusion, just to name a few. Visit brooklinefoundation.org or call 617-232-3846 to find out how you can help support our town's educators and, through them, our students. Once again, that's brooklinefoundation.org or call 617-232-3846. And you can find that website and phone number down in the description below. And of course, if you know of any local charities that you think deserve a spotlight during these broadcasts, feel free to send me an email about it. My email address can be found on the bottom right corner of your screen. So, yeah, feel free to reach out to me if you think there's another great organization within this community that deserves a spotlight during these sports broadcasts. It'll be the 10-1-2 hitters due up for Newton, Hoyt, Adler, and Parker. Although it might be a substitution hitter for Parker. I'm not sure if he was moved out to right field or what in the bottom of the 4th inning. But Ben Cody back on the mound. If he can keep Newton from scoring this inning, then Brookline will end it here via mercy rule. First pitch, and Hoyt pops it up. And Rosenblatt is back there, Adam Rosenblatt to be specific. And that'll be a simple 1-pitch pop out for out number 1. Now up, the shortstop, number 14, Adler. Swing and a miss there, strike 1. Adler, his last time up, flew out to right, as he was the first pitcher Cody faced when he took over in the 3rd inning. That one in there for strike 2. Of course, Adler had the leadoff double back in the 1st inning, but he was left stranded at 3rd after that. Chases it low, hits a grounder, and it's blocked by Cody himself. Throws awkwardly to first. But that is going to be a 1-3 ground out for the 2nd out of the inning. Newton down to their final out as up comes number 13, Parker. Parker is either the right fielder or the extra hitter at this point. I'm not entirely sure which. My guess is right fielder, but at this point, what's more important is that he is Newton's last chance at the plate. 0-1 the count, 2 down here on the top of the fifth. Brookline leads by 10. Parker hits a grounder, going to stay in the infield. Fielded cleanly by Sawada. Thrown to first, and that is your ball game. Brookline secures their second Mercy Rule win of the season, their third win overall of the season, and they improve to a .500 record. The final score after 5 innings, Brookline 12, Newton 2. Wait, why are they coming back out? Are they saying it's not? Did I miscount the runs? I must be miscounting or misunderstanding the Mercy Rule, because this should be a 10-run lead after 5. Am I going crazy? Clearly I am. I apologize, folks. Clearly I've got something wrong here. I don't know. Maybe the rule is different than what I thought. Maybe I miscounted the runs. I don't know what's going on, folks, but we're playing on. Oh, they're saying Brookline's only got a 9-run lead. So I guess I miscounted the runs somehow. Either way, Sawada at the plate for Brookline. Say back out on the mound, and he fouls that one off for strike 1. I don't know. I have it as 12-2. So does Game Changer. So I guess 12 minus 2 now equals 9. Maybe it's one of those new Common Core rules or something. I don't know. I have no idea, but the teams are playing on, so I will continue to play on. 2-1, I believe, is the count to Sawada. That's a strike. That's strike 2. Sawada hits a hard grounder over to short, and it's juggled by Adler, and he cannot recover, and Sawada reaches first. So now coming up should be the extra hitter, number 8, Ben Doctoroff, with Sawada at first. I don't know if they're saying Brookline needs to get one more run. Maybe they've miscounted the runs. Maybe I've miscounted. I'm going to stop trying to figure this out. Runner at first, nobody out. Swing and a miss there, strike 1. And that one's going to get away from the catcher. Sawada going to trot down to second on the wild pitch. And this one's going to miss outside for ball 2. Doctor off, rockets one out to left. It's caught by the left fielder. And that's going to be out number 1. Now up is the right fielder, number 27, Elias Brendel. Brendel lifts one high and deep to left. They're looking up. It's going to go all the way to the wall. Brendel is going to take 2. Sawada is going to take home. And Brookline now up by 11 here in the bottom of the 5th off the RBI double from Elias Brendel. Now up is the center fielder, number 24, Colin Gibbons. First pitch is going to miss for ball 1. One and 0 the count to Gibbons, 1 out, runner at second. And that's going to be ball 2. Gibbons, his last time up, he grounded out too short. And this one he lifts out to left center. That's going to drop in safely. Brendel is just going to hold at third. Gibbons with a nice single to put runners at the corners. Now coming up, the left fielder, number 19, Ben Rosenblatt. That pitch in there for strike 1. Rosenblatt, his last time up, he drew a walk, later came in to score on an RBI ground up by his brother Adam, as he takes high ball 1 there. And this one's a chopper over to short, fielded by Adler, races to second to get the lead runner. He does, and Brendel comes in to score. And off the RBI fielder's choice, I guess that's where we're going to call it. The score I've got is 14-2. Buhler in the live chat suggesting that I might have been 1 run off. Either way, it would, if that was the case, it would have stopped 1 run ago. I'm thoroughly confused, but, you know, it is what it is. Brendel comes in to score the final run, and by my count, which I'll go back and double-check later tonight, Brookline defeats Newton in 5 innings, 14-2. Well, despite the late game confusion on my part, still a strong all-around outing from Brookline as they get to 500. They improve to 3-3 on the season. Newton falls to 1-5. Fantastic offensive outing for Brookline and a solid defensive outing. Ben Cody earns the win on the mound with 3 innings of relief work, while Chisholm takes the loss on the mound for Newton. Quick recap of the game before we wrap things up. In the top of the first, Newton's Adler got a leadoff double and later stole third, but he was left stranded at third. In the bottom of the first, Brookline got their scoring started early. A walk, a single, and a walk. Got the bases loaded with no outs, and then Owen Hoffman got a 2-run single to get the scoring started. Justin Liu followed up with a 1-run single of his own, and then Michael Doherty with a 2-run single 2 batters later made it 5-0 Brookline at the end of 1. In the top of the second, Newton's Thomas led off with a walk, stole third, and then came in to score off a 2-out RBI single by Inada, making it 5-1. Bottom of the second, Brookline got runners to second and third, but they were left stranded on the bags. Top of the third, Newton went down in order. Bottom of the third, Brookline again put together a big rally. That scored 5 runs by my count. Again, I don't know where I might have lost track. Leadoff hit by pitch by Liu, advanced to second on a throwing error by the pitcher. And then Mayfield-Sheehan got the RBI single to drive him in for the first run. 2 batters later, an RBI double by Jackson Fantuzzi. And then 2 batters later, James Skeffington with an RBI single of his own. And then 2 batters later, with runners at second and third, Ben Doctoroff with a 2-run infield single. That made it 10-1 at the end of 3. Top of the fourth, Newton again able to get 1 run across. Hodge led off the inning with a single, advanced all the way to third, and then came in off a RBI single from Pinstein. Made it 10-2 at the time. Bottom of the fourth, Brookline able to get 2 more runs across. Ben Rosenblatt with a leadoff walk, followed by a double from Sheehan, and then Adam Rosenblatt with an RBI groundout to drive in his brother, and then Fantuzzi with his second RBI hit, a single to bring in Sheehan, made it 12-2 after 4. Top of the fifth, Newton went down in order, and then in the bottom of the fifth, which we continued to play because I guess I misunderstood the mercy rule. Sawada reached on an E6, or what might be scored as a hit. I'll double check. And then 2 batters later, Elias Brendel with an RBI double to drive in Sawada. And then after a single by Colin Gibbons, moved Brendel to third. An RBI fielder's choice by Ben Rosenblatt brought in Brendel, made it a 14-2 game, and triggered the mercy rule. So that is going to do it for this live stream. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. If you enjoyed this broadcast, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on all my upcoming live streams of Brookline Summer Baseball. We got plenty on the docket, so be sure to stay tuned for those. Subscribe to the channel can help. Thank you to everyone for bringing the good vibes in the live chat today. If there's anything you'd like to say after the live stream has concluded, you can say it in the comment section down below. You can also go down below to the description section to find all the information you need, website and phone number, for our local charity spotlight, the Brookline Education Foundation. And you can check out the bottom right corner of your screen for more information about me, my personal website, jessesports.com. Find out more about me, the freelance broadcasting services that I provide to various teams, and how you can commission those services for your favorite team. You can also email me directly with any questions or requests you may have. And you can also follow me on Instagram, where I post highlights from previous live streams. But for this live stream, that is going to do it. Final score after 5 innings, Brookline 14, Newton 2. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan from Warren Field in Brookline, Massachusetts. Thank you all for watching, and have a good night.